Crack-a-lack on the track.
Listening to this, it's Crack-a-lack, bitch.
What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of We Like Sports Fantasy Football League podcast. I'm your host / producer, The Commish, and today with me, as always, we have our reigning champion, Curtis. How you doing, Curtis?
I'm all right. Kind of bleeding a little bit here.
Oh yeah, why's that?
Well, because I got ass raped last week.
Oh yeah, that happened to me too. Actually, we're sharing Band-Aids. I don't advise you to share Band-Aids. That's how people get AIDS. But yeah, we both got shellacked, and we will be going over that in our Week 3 review, along with our Week 4 preview coming up.
Let me do a little math for you here, Rob. I lost by 22 to Mike.
Ouch.
And I left. You ready?
I'm ready.
124 points on the bench.
Yikes!
So that's fucking piss poor management by me.
That hurts, but you know what, man? It happens to the best of us. Look what you did last year. You won the fucking ship, and now you're on
124 fucking points on the bench. Goddamn.
Get fucked.
Here, I'm gonna give you the players real quick here. Mark Ingram, 22.7. Carlos Hyde, 28.5.
Ooh.
Kobe fucking
for real quick, Carlos Hyde at Seattle.
At Seattle,
mind you.
28.5 fucking points.
Wow.
Kobe Fleener, 26.9. I did myself a favor and I started Carson Palmer over Eli because that's what we're fucking doing this year. Minnesota's D started Tampa Bay over Minnesota's D. Maybe one more week of this and I get kicked out of this fucking league. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna fucking throw you in the garbage. You gotta win, man. You're the reigning champ. You gotta win this week, or else you're out.
Son of a bitch.
No fucking. No excuses. To go through the rest of the Week 3 games, we'll start with my game against Joe, where I absolutely got shellacked. I was leading going into Monday night.
About like 5.
Roughly 5, and for the past month and a half, I've been talking shit about Devonta Freeman and how shitty he is. And of course, he fucking went off against me for 34.7 points.
Oh, fuck.
That game was over in halfway through the first quarter about.
Yeah.
That's when he
scored
scoring touchdown? That was it? He had that wide open sweep to the left. That was the dagger right there.
He also had 153 rush yards.
Yeah, that was... I did not expect that after he had 8 points the first week and second week 9.3. I figured, maybe Tevin Coleman will have a big day, which he ended up having a big day, but then he went down for a little bit with an ankle injury, and Devonta Freeman kind of took over for that little bit, and he showed... I hate saying it, he showed his fucking skill set. Because I don't like Devonta Freeman. I don't think he's a good fucking running back.
Let me ask you this then. Is it more Devonta Freeman playmaking and skill? Or is New Orleans defense really just that fucking bad?
A little bit of both, but I like to lean more towards New Orleans defense is that fucking piss awful, piss shit. I don't fucking know what to call them. They're just bad.
Hazy cannot get away with this trade looking good for him. That's the whole point here.
I like to declare it's one of the worst trades in our league's history. Joe traded he traded Le'Veon Bell for Devonta Freeman. Le'Veon Bell, arguably top 2 running back in the league, maybe even number 1.
He's got to be number 1 PPR at least.
PPR, yeah. Trading for Devonta Freeman, who had a freakish 5-game stretch last year that he will never fucking do again.
Yeah, well, it's over.
I don't know. What happened has happened. I played like a fucking asshole. I started Steelers defense. That got me -2. I started Gronk. He got me 0. He had 1 target the entire game. And you know what shit happens. And now, you move on.
What that bench do, though? Let's see that bench. 35.7 for Emmanuel Sanders on the bench.
9 catches, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. 13 targets. He had a monster of a game. As I always like to talk about, I don't like cross-country games, even though it's not really a full cross-country game, but still, you know, they're going from Denver to Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I thought, had a good defense in there, especially at home. And I just... I don't know. I really liked the Theo Riddick matchup against Green Bay. Green Bay having all the injuries on defense, and it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So that hurt me.
Well, you gave her hell.
I did indeed.
Not much you could have made up for on the defense part. So really, Emmanuel Sanders was your downfall. So maybe next time don't do that.
I'll try not to. Another game from week 3 was Matt versus Joe Lelevelt. Joe winning, continuing his undefeated streak at 3-0.
Oh, we had this game as the game of the week. Turns out, not so much.
Kind of like the Giants-Saints game. Everyone thought it was going to be a huge shootout, fucking blowout victory.
No fireworks in this one, really.
Nothing. Yeah, this game was a little disappointing.
I had Matt as high scorer of the week.
Yeah, the final score ended up being 117.3 to 108.9 in favor of Joe. Julio Jones with a surprising 1 catch, 16 yards, 2.6 points in our league.
Horrible.
Very shocking, especially against that pitiful New Orleans defense. Okay, another shocking performance on Matt's side was Ryan Fitzpatrick throwing 6 interceptions, negative 2.3 points. Fitzmagic? More like Fitz-tragic, dude.
Oh!
Fucking 6 intercept. He didn't even give a fuck. There could have been 11 guys on Brandon Marshall. He just fucking chuck it, and they're gonna intercept it because he did not give a shit that game. Doing his best Brett Favre impersonation. 188 yards, 6 interceptions. Fucking pathetic.
Well, something you're failing to mention here is he did have a tremendous game on the ground. 3 rushes, 22 yards.
That's correct. Yeah.
So he made if he did not have the 22 yards rushing, you're looking at negative, 4.
Speaking of good games on the ground, Ezekiel Elliott 30 carries for 140 yards.
But he did not find the end zone.
He could not find the end zone.
You saw 2 times on the goal line, Dak Prescott takes one in, and Lance Dunbar 1 carry, 1 yard, 1 touchdown.
Vulture
A
alert.
little disappointing on that part, but still, that's a lot of volume for a young running back. Hopefully, he can keep it up all year.
30 rushes for a rookie. That's good to see. It's a positive note in my mind.
Well, another disappointing player for me on Matt's team, which really pains me to say, is Brandon Cooks. I mean, you think Brandon Cooks in the Superdome Monday night, he's going to light it up, but he only finishes with 3.9 points. Pretty disappointing. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, only 2 catches on 8 targets. You'd think he could have crowd a little more balls.
You think so? No, he did it.
He did have a rush too. One rush, 6 yards. Upsetting for Matt. Jeremy Langford going down with that injury.
That sucks.
He left 15.3 points on the bench with Frank Gore, but he had a steady. I mean, he could have threw him in the flex. That's basically his only fuck
You're
up.
not starting Frank Gore over Brandon.
No, yeah, especially against Atlanta.
Come on.
Michael Crabtree with a big game for Joe on the bench. 8 catches, 102 yards, and 11 targets, 21.2 points. That would have been a good start. It's another one. He could have started him in the flex over Larry Fitzgerald, but you're starting Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, you're not.
You can't take Larry Fitzgerald out of your lineup, especially with the season he's started out with. It's been phenomenal for his age and all that.
Well, especially after the Jets went into Buffalo last week, took care of business. But they put up like 1,015 total yards against the Bills.
Seems like it, yeah. It seems like they won that easily.
But, you know how Rob always says, cross-country travel.
Cross-country games.
Leave your goddamn quarterback on the bench, which I did not fucking listen to you. Lost my fucking game. Really mad at myself about that.
Well, from
Son
now
of a bitch.
on, champ, just listen to me. That's all you got to do.
Why not?
Cross country game. Okay, everyone, I have no idea what audience this is going to reach, but just keep that in mind. Cross country games, dude. I'm telling you. If you got, let's say you have.
Especially for dome quarterbacks.
Yeah, okay, so for example, week 4, we'll probably get into this on our predictions. But, you got Drew Brees going to San Diego this week. 1, Drew Brees is shit on the road. 2, he's usually only plays good in domes, so San Diego doesn't have a dome. So he's going to be going cross-country on the road outside. I'll just tell you this right now, Joel Lelevelt, think about benching Drew Brees.
Another thing I want to go over with Joe Lelevelt's team. I don't know if you were awake for Saturday. I know I wasn't. But what a great pickup by Joe to pick up Jay Ajayi from Miami. Just under the radar pick. My hat's off to you, Joe. What a great fucking pickup there. What a great pickup.
He got a touchdown. I can't tell if you're being serious.
He's fucking trash. He's fucking trash, dude. Next game, come on.
Next game we had Mike versus Curtis. This is where Curtis gets to roast himself because he played like absolute shit. Mike ended up winning 117.9 to Curtis's whopping 95.9. Couldn't even break 100, eh?
Nope. That's the second week in a row now. So, like I said earlier, look at that fucking bench, Rob.
That bench is...
damn.
That bench...
Look at my bench. Read the bench points off right now. Just read the fucking bottom. Look at what my bench points say.
Bench point says 142.5, so Curtis's bench beat Mike's starters. Curtis's bench beat everything. He almost scored the highest this fucking week with just his bench. 22.7, 28.5, 26.9, 27. Wow. That hurts too. 27 from a defense.
Yep.
What can you do, man?
So a question I posed to you off air, which is a question I want to ask everybody who's listening. Love you, Ma. Is Carlos Hyde a bona fide running back one, start him if you got him every week type running back?
My opinion is no. I mean, it's really hard to say no after what he did in Seattle. And like you said the other day, a lot of that was garbage time, which you don't get from a running back.
Very rare.
Garbage time is usually quarterbacks and wide receivers, maybe tight ends too. Because garbage time means fucking hucky-chucky football time.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they said, fuck it, we're going to hand it off to our best offense player, and he did work.
Did some work.
He did what he had to do.
Here's another big fucking bite in the ass for me. Kobe Fleener caught, I think, 3 balls in the first 2 weeks. So, last Wednesday I went out, I said, hey, I'm going to get a fucking tight end. Got Martellus Bennett. If anybody watched that game on Thursday, he got 3 straight targets in the end zone, 3 straight pass interferences. So, I mean, I could have had a touchdown at least, so that put me at like 10. But still, Kobe Fleener goes for 7 catches, 109 yards, and a fucking touchdown. Fuck me, right?
Fuck you indeed. That is why your asshole is pouring.
Oh, God.
With
buckets of blood. Buckets of blood. That
My anus is bleeding.
That should be my team name.
There you go. Should I just change it for you right now?
Just do it.
Mike, not really that good of a game. I mean, his, what was it, $26 he put on LeGarrette Blount paid off a little bit. But his Isaiah Crowell pick just looks retarded. Allen Robinson, he 24.7. He had a decent game. But other than that, Kyle Rudolph, that seems like a fluky game. I do not like Kyle Rudolph at all. Again, at Carolina, he had 20 points. I mean,
Gates being ruled out. You know.
Well, yeah, he had
Sunday,
to start him.
He had to start Rudolph.
But I'm thinking, like, you don't expect Kyle Rudolph to go or to have 20 points against Carolina at Carolina. It just, I feel like Sam Bradford didn't have any other option. And
yeah,
because Sam Bradford's not that great of a quarterback, he just looks here. And
yeah, right in front of him.
Kyle Rudolph, yeah. You should have won.
Yeah.
That hurts. That one hurt. It even hurts me, and
Yeah.
it's not even my fucking team.
Well, and I mean, let's just take another jab at Mike here. I mean, what fucking retard sits Jeremy Hill against the Denver Broncos? I mean,
Yeah, come on, dude.
Yeah,
Broncos defense isn't even that good.
yeah, I mean,
What the fuck are
why
you
are
doing,
leaving
man?
21 points on the bench, you dumbass?
I think you're. I'm gonna kick you out of the league right now. And why do you have Adrian Peterson on your team?
Well,
I'm just
because he
kidding.
can come back.
Yeah,
Fuck off, Mike.
Mike, I love you,
I didn't even see the smack board.
but you blew it. That was you when you were drunk. You were posting all this, and you kept showing me. Mike is a huge asshole. I hope he dies in my lap. I love Mike. Do you not remember doing that?
What was that?
When you were drunk on Saturday.
Oh no, I don't remember that.
There you go. Yeah, well, it happened. And we will post that picture in the podcast. On to our next matchup, Jordan versus Andy.
Oh my god.
Jordan shellacked Andy, 174.8 to 101.7. But Tevin Coleman did pretty good for him, 29.9, almost 30 points. But that was his only fucking highlight of the day, right
Travis
there.
Kelce.
Travis
finally had a
Kelce,
good
yeah,
game.
he did.
I mean,
Travis Kelce did something.
I mean, he does. Travis Kelce has like what 1 or 2 good games a year, so I mean, he got one there. He got one from Travis. Other than that, I mean, But again, I can't talk shit. I scored 95. I'm 0-3.
You know what helps, though? You won the league.
Who's
so-
got the trophy?
Yeah.
I got the trophy.
Jordan with a huge game from Marvin Jones. 41.5 points. He had 6 receptions, 205 yards, people.
2 touchdowns.
And 2 touchdowns. 41.5 points. No one saw that coming.
Was that Marvin Jones or was that Calvin Johnson out there for the Lions? I mean, it's like he never left.
Well, this is what I think happened. I think Marvin Jones sucked off Calvin Johnson, and when Calvin Johnson shot his hot steamy load into his mouth, and Marvin Jones swallowed it because he's a slut, he gained some of Calvin Johnson's powers. What do you think?
Well, obviously. I mean, look at his past 2 games. 14 catches, 323 yards, and 2 scores. Marvin fucking Jones, a guy who doesn't even get a goddamn look in Cincinnati because of AJ Green, and he's just lighting people up now. He's actually the number 1 wide receiver in standard scoring. Doesn't really matter in our league. But
I didn't even know that.
number 1.
Fuck standard. Yeah, Jordan pretty much, he had a pretty good week. LaShawn McCoy, who Justin, you could have had LaShawn McCoy. You know that, Justin? Did you know that? But yeah, LaShawn McCoy had 29.6 points. Wonderful game. Demaryius Thomas. I feel like Demaryius Thomas did a lot of his work in the second half. He showed up, or he ended with 23 points, 6 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. It was surprising to me because I feel like
190 in the past 2 games.
I feel like I was watching that game, and it seemed like everything was going to Emmanuel Sanders. Like, Demaryius Thomas wasn't even playing, but he ended with a pretty solid game. Jimmy Graham with a shot.
Jimmy Graham, back at it again.
Looking like his old self. 23 points, 6 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown.
Now, that one was 100% first half. I don't think he caught a ball in the second half.
Yeah, after Russell Wilson went out,
That was it.
I don't think they even used them.
No, so that was it.
I feel like that's Jimmy Graham's first touchdown in, like, almost
2 years.
Yeah, did he even score a touchdown last year? I don't even think he did.
I don't even know if he played last year, to be honest with you.
He played half the year because he got injured. Mohamed Sanu, he's shit. Patriots D, 18's pretty good for a D, and they shut out Houston. So
Now, here's one thing, and I texted Jordan about this. I said, hey, dude, if you're going to take this fucking league serious, make a better quarterback decision here. I mean, Blake Bortles should have started over Derek Carr. Blake Bortles absolutely lit up Derek Carr in terms of numbers. I mean, 15.5 for Bortles, 13.9 for Derek Carr. Step your fucking game up, Jordan, all right?
Blake Bortles is on pace to win the fantasy MVP in
Jesus
99.9% of leagues.
I mean, you scored 174 and you left Blake Bortles on your bench. Grow up.
It's just pitiful. All right, and our final matchup from week 3 was Justin versus Bryant. Justin, it was a come from behind win, wasn't it?
Yes, it
147.2 to Bryant's 136.2.
About that Des Bryant, huh? Now, if anybody's paid attention to his box score here from our fantasy league, Bryant was down by 0.1 for, I think, at least 2 quarters. At least 2. And then Des Bryant went out for a little bit, so at least I was paying attention. What would you rather lose by, Rob? 75 or 0.1?
75.
75?
The blowout hurts less, in my opinion.
Then oh, God.
Christine Michael, who'd have fucking thought that he would have had 28.1 points? He's garbage. 9.1, 9.6 weeks 1 and 2. He comes out and fucking turns into Sean Alexander circa 2005.
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry, I know he's a PPR beast.
He is.
7 receptions, 120 yards, and a touchdown. Justin almost traded him away to Jordan, but he's a savage, and that trade never went through.
Yeah, why is that?
I feel like, hold on, let me do a little investigation here. Jarvis Landry, 29.6. The main pieces in this trade was Jarvis Landry for LaShawn McCoy.
I think he had 29.5.
LaShawn McCoy had
29.6.
29.6. So they had exactly the same point amount.
Huh.
They had exactly the same point amount this week, which is probably no coincidence. It's just weird. Irony. Aaron Rodgers actually showed up this week. He had a fucking game. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half, ended with 34.4 points. Shellacked the Lions in the first half.
First half shellacking.
And then McCarthy does his typical, let off the gas a little bit, let him
We'll go back
fucking
and
whatever.
make
We'll just jerk off in the locker room at halftime.
Look at what a pickup though. I know Brian sucks ass. He always finishes in second because he's a dumbass.
Yeah, definitely.
But he gets Charlie Sims for $6, splits up 24. He got Vereen for free. Got 15 out of him before he got injured. Odell Beckham is Odell Beckham. You got Julius Thomas, which is, again, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Julius Thomas sucks ass, dude. Ravens D, got him 14. Not bad. The one statement I want to make. That Kelvin Benjamin, though. Fucking big goose egg on the board. God, that's great.
And that hurts.
Oh, man.
That hurts Brian so much because Kelvin Benjamin, he's been so consistent.
Well, he came in as the number one wide receiver, didn't he?
21.1 week 1, 32.8 week 2, and then
Zero.
a fat 0.
Zero.
Bryant would have won that game if Kelvin Benjamin caught.
Rob, put that up as the fucking next to Ryan Fitztragic. You fucking thought of the week right there, Kelvin Benjamin.
That's the youth of the
Holy
week.
shit.
That is crazy. Yeah, number one receiver.
Number one receiver, and I guess Minnesota's defense is just that good.
Or Kelvin Benjamin pooped his big boy pants. He literally took a shit in his fucking pants.
Cam Newton threw 3 fucking picks. I think he had 3 sacks on him.
I don't care, dude. What is he? 7'6", dude? You just gotta throw it to his goddamn big dome, and he can put his fucking arms up. I don't understand how Kelvin Benjamin does not have one catch. Kelvin Benjamin one
target.
target.
So see, he got 1 target. So I mean, it's not.
Okay, now I'm turning my anger towards Cam Newton.
It's Cam Newton
Or their offensive coordinator, or fucking Riverboat Ron, whoever.
Is Minnesota's defense that good?
They are. Minnesota's defense is the number 1 defense in the NFL right now, but I still do not understand how Kelvin Benjamin only has 1 fucking target. Dude's 8'9", and you can't just loft the ball up to him. He can jump probably 50 feet in the air.
Well, when you got a 10-foot wide receiver out there, you got to throw him at least 10 balls a game, right? He's going to catch something. I mean, he's sitting out there, he's 11'6". Throw him the ball, let him get big, and fucking catch a goddamn touchdown. But he was harassed the whole fucking game. Cam Newton didn't stand a chance.
They drafted him because Cam Newton was known to overthrow his receivers high. So they went out and they drafted a 12'7" wide receiver, and they can't even fucking just loft the ball to him. Dude can jump 80 feet in the air, dude. His wingspan is like 24,000 feet. He can catch anything. I don't understand that. I don't understand.
Oh, why the fuck would you even start him, though, against
But anyway, yeah, Brian, you're a fucking idiot and you suck at fantasy football. That'll do it for the recap. As you all know, it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's time for some waiver wire action.
Waiver wire time, baby.
Waiver wire scoop.
All right, so not a lot happening this week, actually. We expected a lot more money to be spent, a lot more players to be picked up, but yeah, nothing too big. I mean, you want to talk about the trade you did?
You know, me and Moose Hazy worked out a little trade here today. Eric Decker, I traded for Devontae Parker. It's a trade that was sent to me by Moose. Trade that, you know, on paper might look like doesn't work out for me, but Eric Decker does have a shoulder injury that is, you know, lingering. He's getting an MRI tomorrow, so we'll fucking see. I don't know.
Yeah, you want to...
I'm 0-3. You know, let's take a shot.
Yeah, stir the pot up a little bit. If Decker seems to be out for a lengthier time than they thought, then I guess the trade works out for you.
We'll see.
Because Devontae Parker, from what we know, is completely fine and healthy right now.
For now. Yeah,
for now.
And he's also a guy, he established himself as a number 2 wide receiver in the Dolphins offense. Dolphins offense isn't nothing to, you know, write home to ma about, but he is a number 2. They do like to, you know, throw the football. He's a little speed demon. Let's see what he can do. I've had enough Eric Decker through 3 weeks, to be honest with you. A lot of people probably give me some shit for it, but I take my chances with Devontae.
Yeah, after Sunday, Fitztragic not looking too good. So to move on to the waiver, the biggest ad today had to have been Terrell Pryor by Jordan. He added him for $20. Now, I can't justify paying $20 for a guy who had basically one good game. I mean, 8 receptions for 144 yards, no touchdowns, but as everyone knows, he also ran and played a little quarterback. 4 rushes, 21, and a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he also threw in 35 yards passing, so that's only giving you, about 1.2 points, but
$20 for Terrell Pryor, who had one good game. What do you think?
What Cleveland's showing you right now, Rob, is that they know there's not a lot of offensive production there, so they're going to take one of their premier athletes. Obviously, he has played quarterback before. He lit it up in preseason at playing wide receiver. He's fast as hell. So basically all they're saying is, give him the ball. Let's see what he can do. You think it's an overpay at $20 from what I gather? I'm thinking Jordan might come out of this one smelling pretty good.
Dude, how can you fucking disagree with me, man?
I'm just saying.
He's just saying.
I'm fucking saying.
He's just fucking saying.
That's not a bad price. And Jordan, I put 9 on him. You know, I was thinking, $9. I knew I was probably going to get outbid, but that might be a good pickup. And if you got your guy, you got your fucking guy. For $20, you're probably out of money, but I mean, you got him.
Speaking of 9, Jordan also put $9 on Jordan Howard, the Bears' backup running back, looking like to be the starter unless Kadeem Carey
No,
plays him.
Jordan Howard's going to be the starter, Rob. I mean, come
Oh
on.
yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying Jordan Howard has a good game, and next game they share carries. Maybe Kadeem Carey has a little more game, and then they start to lean towards him. You never know. The NFL it's a crazy.
What have you done for
it's
me
unpredictable.
lately, league?
Yeah.
Jordan Howard is going to be that starting running back from here on out. Jeremy Langford's going to play second fiddle.
You think so? You think even when Jeremy Langford comes back?
Jordan Howard is the starting running back for the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
I was thinking Jordan Howard for $25. I mean, if LeGarrette Blount went for 26,
And Crowell for 27.
I mean, Jordan Howard, I was thinking $30. But that is actually a good value pickup by Jordan.
Yeah, that I don't mind the $9 on it. That's a lot less than what we thought was going to be put on him.
Yeah.
So good for you, Jordan. You asshole. Okay, next, Curtis. You picked up Jamison Crowder for $3, dropping your boy Eli Rogers.
I did pick up Jamison Crowder, and I decided to go with Jamison over Deshaun Jackson for many reasons, because Deshaun Jackson, he's so injury prone. Jamison Crowder's become a pretty good target for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I feel like besides Jordan Reed, he's turning into Kirk Cousins' favorite target.
Yeah, so I went with him. I mean, even like it says on his recap here, he's still behind Pierre Garçon, but has Pierre Garçon caught a ball this year? Have you even heard his name?
I've seen him. He has caught a ball, but he's kind of just fizzling out now.
Yeah. So, Jamison Crowder, I am starting him, too, after I paid $3 for him. So,
Really?
Yeah, I am definitely starting him this week against that horrendous Cleveland Browns defense.
Sure, yeah, it's not a bad start. And they're at home.
Yeah. There's my fucking reasoning there.
Curtis, you also picked up Ty God.
Tyrod
And you
Taylor.
dropped Carson Palmer.
I did drop Carson Palmer, and here's my reasoning behind
He's
that.
kind of been well.
Here's my reason.
All right, let's hear your
Let me
reasoning.
give you my reason. Guys got to play the Rams and Seattle twice. So, 2 good defenses got to go up against. And Carolina, even after... Here, okay, let me start over here. After that game in Carolina in the playoffs...
The NFC Championship game.
It just fucking irks me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure why I drafted Carson Palmer. He probably looked good. I was actually looking for him more as trade bait, but obviously that didn't work out, especially after his 4 picks last week. Wasn't going to amount to anything. So I went with Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor's going to give you a dual threat. He's not going to throw for, 350 yards.
He might. I mean, he has his game against New York, 297. I mean, a lot of that, I don't know if it was garbage time, because they kind of came back, but they really weren't going to win that game anyway.
Another thing I obviously like about Tyrod Taylor, when I traded for the ship,
Is
Andy,
it because he's black?
it's because he's black.
Yeah.
I like black quarterbacks.
Everyone loves black quarterbacks.
Just for the main reason, because he runs the ball. So he's giving you a little extra couple of points running the ball. So that's why
And they have trash receivers, so he's always scampering around there.
Now let me ask you before we get to the next one. Tyrod Taylor, matchup quarterback or start every week?
Matchup.
Matchup?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it depends on your other quarterback, which in this case is Eli
That'd be a matchup.
Manning.
I'm looking at starting Tyrod Taylor week in, week out.
Matt he picked up Dak Prescott. I know you wanted him, Curtis, and he dropped as we're calling him now, Fitztragic. He put $3 on the rookie. Had a pretty good, probably his best performance so far.
Well, now if you watch his game on Sunday night against the Chicago Bears, Albeit the Chicago Bears are in shambles right now. They have no idea what they're doing on offense. They're just chucking the ball up. Although they did find a little comfort with Brian Hoyer, and my top waiver wire target for Saturday is Zach Miller. They're finding some kind of solid ground there. But Dak Prescott, the control of that offense on Sunday night with Ezekiel Elliott,
I think Ezekiel Elliott's running game helped him a lot too.
he looks so poised. Nothing rattles him. And again, he'll jump out there. He'll run the ball a couple times. He's not a run-first quarterback, but he will run if he has to. And he's starting to get his legs underneath him, which I think he's going to bode well in this league.
2 rushing touchdowns on the year. He threw his first career
Dez Bryant.
touchdown pass this week. This was a kind of a last-second thing I dropped. I being the commissioner, I dropped Alex Smith for Carson Wentz, $0. Not a terrible pickup. Carson Wentz has been looking pretty good so far. Kind of shocked that Matt dropped him last week. Figured I'd scoop him up. I don't even know when I would start him because I like Phillip Rivers as a quarterback. So.
Well, and here's something that doesn't happen a lot on our waiver wire auction is picking up a player on buy. You obviously got him for free, which nobody else is going after him because everybody's looking for their spot start quarterback.
Yep.
So you went in under the radar and scooped up Carson Wentz, who could very well be your starting quarterback for the rest of the year.
Yeah, you never know how this league will turn out. Our final waiver wire activity action, whatever you want to call it, that went down. Moose dropped added Kirk Cousins and dropped Marcus Mariota. Now, Kirk Cousins was I don't even know. I guess if you're just going to throw it at me, Kirk Cousins or Marcus Mariota, I'd rather have Kirk Cousins. I feel like he has better weapons, especially with Jordan Reed.
Well, he's a guy who's not afraid to throw the ball down the field either.
Yeah,
which is something nice to see. Opposite Marcus Mariota, which is a guy he's a check down running back, which you have enjoyed.
With DeMarco, yeah.
With DeMarco Murray. And Delaney Walker owners are loving it because he loves the middle of the field. The only thing that worries me about Kirk Cousins, I think that contract is kind of weighing on his head right now. I think he's thinking too much. Last year you saw the fire and the grit. You like that. You like that.
Yeah.
You saw that. Now I think he wants that 5-year, $100 million contract so bad that it's hurting his performance. I mean, obviously in fantasy, it's not hurting too much. You got 13, 23.6, 23.3. Those are very good numbers. And, last week he gets 4 more yards. You get, 3 more points up.
Yeah, he'll get the bonus. He'll get the like Sports League bonus.
It's not a bad pickup. He should probably start him this week. Which I'm
against Cleveland at home.
I'm pretty sure he's going to.
Yeah.
Especially with Russell Wilson with that bum knee.
Yeah, even though
traveling to New York.
Cross-country game. Moose, you listening? Cross-country game.
I'm looking at Kirk Cousins to get the start this week over Russell Wilson for 2 Dad Crew. Fuck off, Moose.
We love you, but we don't. That wraps it up for the waiver activity for this week. Now to move on to the Week 4 preview and predictions. All right, our first matchup of the week is Andy versus Brian. Andy coming in at 0-3, still looking for his first win, and Brian's 1-2. Currently, Andy is projected 129.9, and Brian, once again, he has not set his lineup yet, so he's only projected 86.6.
What a fucking dick.
What a fucking lazy piece of shit. Doing a quick overview right now, I really can't judge this game because I think Brian knows that we do this podcast on Wednesdays, and he's just going to be a dick, and he waits till Thursday to set his lineup. So fuck you, Bryant. Just for that, I'm picking Andy to win. Andy will get his first win of the year.
Real quick here, especially on Andy's side of the ball here, he's got Big Ben against Kansas City at home with the triumphant return of Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell, everyone.
Le'Veon Bell is coming back for Andy with Big Ben. He's got Travis Benjamin against New Orleans at home. What did you say? Cross-country teams on the road, don't fucking pick them. I'm looking for anybody on San Diego to put up monster numbers this week. Andy, you get the W. Good luck, bud.
Kelvin Benjamin looking for a second game with 0 catches. Odell against Minnesota. I hate that matchup, but you have to start Odell.
Well, you're not going to sit him.
No. Julius Thomas is garbage. Michael Floyd is garbage. Aaron Rodgers is on a bye. Brian, your team is just fucking garbage, dude. Look at his injuries, dude.
Yeah, he's fucked.
You're fucked, dude.
He's
All
so
right,
fucked.
Andy, you get the win. You get your first fucking win of the year.
So that's a
Congratulations.
clean sweep right there. Rob and Curtis both choosing Andy.
On to the next one. We got Matt versus Justin. Matt is 1-2 this year, and Justin is 2-1. Currently, Matt projected 121.9, and Justin projected 129.8.
You know why Gabauer is 2-1 though, right?
Because he's a savage, and he didn't trade Jarvis Landry to Jordan for LaShawn McCoy.
So what do you think about Ezekiel Elliott against San Francisco?
At San Francisco shut down. San Francisco shut down Todd Gurley week 1 at San Francisco. I feel like the thing. This is how I think. I think.
The Rams suck.
Yeah, that, but I do believe that San Francisco has a decent defense. They just play better at home. I don't understand. That was kind of like past couple of years Seahawks. Their defense was a whole different defense on the road than home. That's what I'm thinking with San Francisco now. I'm not comparing their defense to as dominant as Seattle was, but I just think they play better at home. So Ezekiel Elliott, rookie, going into San Francisco against a decent defense. I don't like that. I don't like that. But you're starting them. You're starting them because you have to. Melvin Gordon against New Orleans.
Let Big Melvin eat this week, Rob. Let him eat.
Yeah.
Give this man the ball 24 fucking times and
mean-
watch 150 come out of him.
I don't want it because I have Phillip Rivers as my starter, but Melvin Gordon could easily have a 3-touchdown game rushing. New Orleans, how many times have we said it? Cross country. New Orleans defense is trash. Melvin Gordon actually looking like a fucking running back this year.
Short week for New Orleans, too.
That too, yeah. Short week,
That's
long
when it's a
travel.
Long travel, early game.
If you had... Okay, this is my one big thing to every person who has a San Diego player. Start your San Diego players. Don't start your New Orleans players unless it's like Mark Ingram. But we'll get to that later when we come across like Cooks and all that. Hey, look at that. Cooks is right there. I don't like Cooks this week because Drew Brees is a piece of shit on the road. I'm not going to say it again. You understand why I don't like Drew Brees this week.
All right, what about Mike Evans at home against Denver? Is your philosophy the same when, a Denver-style defense is traveling to Tampa Bay? I mean, does that still ring true, or does Tampa have a little bit of life here?
For my opinion,
For your opinion?
yeah, that's still... Denver can... I know they're not the number one team, but their defense, but they could be. But they're still traveling cross-country. I like good defenses at home better than I like them on the road.
Well, of course.
Yeah, so Mike Evans against Denver, yes, I would start him. And he's another guy who's fucking 6'11". He can catch any fucking ball thrown to him.
All right, so what do you think about Jordan Reed against Cleveland?
That's a matchup I like because Jordan Reed is top 5, probably even top 3 tight end in the league. Washington at home against a shitty Cleveland defense. Kirk Cousins is he's gonna throw the ball. Who is he gonna throw it to? Jordan Reed.
Well, hopefully Jameson Crowder.
But Jordan Reed is...
Jordan Reed should have at least, I'm going to say, 7 catches, 85 yards, touchdown. Sound about right to you?
Yeah, around
So-
those. Yeah, I like
pretty
those.
good.
I like those numbers. Yeah, around there.
So what do you think about your bugaboo here, Brandon Cooks, on the road at San Diego?
Yeah, I previously stated. Okay, looking at Matt's bench, we have. Who would you start over Brandon Cooks? Would you start Frank Gore?
I would start nobody over Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks
Really?
needs to start week in, week out. You're not sitting Brandon Cooks.
That I would. If I'm looking at Matt's bench right here, which I am, I would start Frank Gore at Jacksonville.
It's not at you.
Oh no, it's not. It's in
London.
England. Okay.
Ow!
Woo! Cross country
Yeah,
game.
well,
Cross
London.
fucking world. Cross continent. What? You got to go across the
Across
fucking
the pond,
ocean.
baby. It's
That's
across
it.
the pond.
All right, we're cutting all that out so I don't sound like a fucking retard. Cross pond game. It is not in Jacksonville. It is in London. Jacksonville's second home. Damn it! I don't know if I like Frank Gore in that. Then.
You're starting Brandon Cooks in this fucking ball game.
I don't like it, but yeah, you're starting Brandon Cooks.
You're not gonna.
I don't like
Brandon
it.
Cooks.
Here's the one thing I want to say, which I feel really bad for you, Matt, because last week you had the Chiefs defense on your bench and they put up 35 points in our league. I don't think in the 3 years that this league has gone on, I don't think a defense has ever put over even 30 points that I can remember off the top of my head.
Arizona might be close on a
Arizona's
couple, but
probably
you're
the
right, you're right.
closest.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not sure.
35 is very high because you had Fitztragic throwing 6 picks.
And he had a touchdown in there.
I think they had 2 touchdowns.
Did they have 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
That hurts. So, of course, you're going to start him at Pittsburgh. I don't know if I like that,
Pity, dude, on Sunday Night Football. Woo-wee, Antonio Brown, come on!
though. Andrew Luck across the pond. Todd Gurley at Arizona. Christian Michael at New York. Des Bryant, he might not even play. Who knows? Travis Lane. Man, Justin, you got
every
it rough.
single player on the road.
Besides his kicker, his entire starting lineup is on the road.
Ouch.
That
Holy
hurts.
shit. Wow.
Well,
All right, now let me ask you this. Obviously, with Des Bryant as a question mark, is this the first week that Justin thinks about putting Will Fuller into his lineup against Tennessee?
you know what? I think I would. Or at least putting him in the flex because currently you have a tight end in the flex, which I've never been a big fan of. I think I did it once in my entire career of
And you
playing
immediately
fantasy
regret
football.
that.
I did not like it. So at least, let's say Des plays. You're starting him, right? Or no?
If Des plays, Des gets the start. I'm putting Will Fuller in that flex.
Yeah.
I have no idea why Eric Ebron is in there. Hopefully,
I would definitely put
Justin fucked up, or maybe his fat dick hit his phone screen.
his surfboard dick,
Yeah, and he put Eric Ebron in there. But yeah, Will Fuller gets a start for me. I mean, holy shit! Click on Will Fuller real quick. I mean, why would you not start this guy? You're starting Will Fuller.
Yeah.
That is big play. I mean, over Ebron, you're gonna take 8.8 over 24.
Especially, look at his 2 first games at home. 5 receptions, 174 yards, touchdown, 4 receptions, 104 yards. And then he went on the road and against New England.
Nobody did good against
You can't-
New England, so
So just, you scratch that out. But then this week he's back at home again against
against
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Everybody eats against Tennessee, it's seeming like. So
You start
Will Fuller, Justin. Holy shit.
I like Will Fuller this week. Jameis versus Denver.
No,
No.
you're keeping Andrew Luck.
Jarek McKinnon. No.
That New York Giants defense. So what do you think about that? That's something that I did not see coming. Although they did, as Eli Manning said, they did spend $200 million in the offseason. So
Oh yeah.
defense better fucking be better. Will Fuller's that start on the bench though.
Will Fuller.
That's the start.
Yeah, I would start Will Fuller. Get Ebron out of your flex, dude. I don't know what you're doing.
So what do you got a prediction on this one?
I'm taking Matt.
Take it, Matt. Give me a point total here. Let's make it interesting.
I'll say Matt scores in the 130s.
He's got 121 without a quarterback in
Yeah.
there.
So he'll throw in Dak, who's projected around 20. So he's going to be projected 141, 142 around there. Yeah, I'm saying Matt scoring in the 130s. He's going to get the victory.
I'll take Matt in this one as well. I mean, if Justin does himself a favor and puts in Will Fuller, might have a chance, but Des might not play. A lot of question marks. Andrew Luck going to fucking England. I'll take Matt in this one.
Next matchup we got here is we got Joe coming in at 3-0 against Joe coming in at 3-0.
I'll tell you what, Joe is looking pretty tough this year. It's hard to get past him.
Yeah,
Looking at him at 3-0. I mean, there are not a lot of holes in his lineup here.
but going against Joe though, the past obviously the past 3 weeks has been good for him because he's 3-0. So I kind of I don't know. It's gonna be close because these Joe and Joe are our only undefeated teams right now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to pick. I kind of like Joe in this one, but let's look at their lineups first. Once again for Joe, Drew Brees. You already know. If you've listened to this entire thing by now, you guys know what I'm talking about with Drew Brees already. So Joe's got Stafford on the bench. I might consider starting Stafford over Brees. Brees has been decent or more than decent this year, but still Stafford at Chicago. Chicago's secondary is fucking garbage. Stafford loves Marvin Jones now, so he's gonna have another 300 fucking yard game.
It's really hard to say sit Drew Brees.
For me, it's not, but I understand what you're saying.
But after the talking off of the ledge that I did not take from you last week about Carson Palmer. Again, I saw what Tyrod Taylor, or what Ryan Fitzpatrick did to the Bills on Thursday night. I said, "Oh, Arizona had top-rated offense last year. Why can't they go out and do the same fucking thing?" Well, that didn't work. At least the Jets, that was an in-state matchup. They have too far to go. I'm gonna go with Rob's theory here. I'm not starting a fucking quarterback going 1,500 miles, to go play in San Diego. I'm starting Stafford, but again, in your situation, if it was you, good luck sitting Drew Brees.
It's tough, yeah. I just quickly want to point out, this is probably the worst start of the week. Rashad Jennings at Minnesota.
Well, he's obviously not going to start him, right?
I really hope not. I mean, he doesn't have much of an option unless... He would have to start Ajayi unless he picks someone up Saturday night.
I don't even know if Rashad Jennings is he playing?
Well, that's
I think
true.
they said he's going to play,
right
but Orleans is going to start.
I don't really care. If Rashad Jennings is 100% healthy, I'm still not starting Rashad Jennings on the road at Minnesota. The best defense in the NFL.
He'll end up having 138 yards.
Well, yeah, probably.
Julio Jones.
Julio with a
against
surprising
Carolina.
one-catch game last week. I see him to bounce back.
You gotta assume this fucking guy's gonna catch some fucking balls in his mouth this week, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's
I would not
gotta
be shocked
bounce
if he
back.
had 10 catches.
You gotta think that he's in Matthew Ryan's ear right now saying, "Give me the fucking ball.
I'm Julio Jones.
Give me the
motherfucker."
fucking ball." Julio Jones, 10 catches, 139 yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, that's something that could happen, right?
Five's a little slim, but yeah, I could see that happening.
This guy is 3-0. You can't argue too much with his lineup. You can't.
No,
You can't do it.
because Dak, rookie quarterback, loves Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Who's
So,
got? I like Jason Witten this week.
Wynn's gonna have 5 catches for 60 yards, and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, that's a decent 11 points from your tight end. Better than Rob Gronkowski shitting the fucking bed and putting up 0.
Fucking
But that's last week. We're moved on from that. Larry Fitzgerald, he's a beast.
against the Rams, not a bad play. Again,
Cardinals at home, probably your best fucking play.
He still has Dante Moncrief on his fucking team though.
Because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. You trying to drop Jordy, Joe? Just drop Jordy. Let everybody else have some fucking fun.
He'll figure it out
So
eventually.
he did something to his team though, because he put Jordy on the bench and he started Rashad.
Yeah. So he fucked around a little bit.
Oh god, he's 3-0, man.
All right, Joe, you should not be 3-0. On to the other Joe who shouldn't be 3-0. Russell Wilson showing right now that he's not on the injury report, but we know he is, even though Pete Carroll said he expects him to play this weekend.
I don't see Russell Wilson starting for 2 days this week. I see Kirk Cousins' waiver wire pickup starting.
Definitely. But you know Joe will tinker about 87 times before Sunday comes around. I do see Kirk Cousins being in there, but Russell Wilson will be in there, and then he'll be out, and then he'll be back in, and then he'll be out, then he'll be back in. He probably tinkers 40 times an hour before kickoff, so... David Johnson
You're
must
not-
start.
You're not sitting David Johnson.
Devonta Freeman, all I do is talk shit about this guy, and he blasted me last week. I don't like him this week, but he doesn't really have a different...
At least with Devontae, he's at home. I mean, I do like Spencer Ware just because he likes to catch a lot of balls. But you're starting Devontae at home, especially after when he had 28 yards per carry last week against New Orleans. Why not? You're not going to sit him, even though Tevin Coleman's going to be the one who's eating. Sterling Shepard. Oh, fuck, there's nobody else. Yeah.
So you have to start Sterling Shepard.
Got to start Sterling Shepard.
Stephon Diggs against the Giants at home, I like.
Stephon Diggs is going to be a starting wide receiver the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Even though New York Giants defense looks pretty good, but more against the run than the pass.
First Monday night in their new stadium, dude. Vikings are going to be pumped.
I think that's not a bad lineup for Joe. I mean, Joe's looking at 120 points again, but that's average.
Only thing I don't like is if Russell Wilson does not play, I don't like Doug Baldwin then. Panthers D at Atlanta, that's fine for me. Josh Lambo, New Orleans.
He's got no other well, he could start Devontae Parker tomorrow.
Yeah, he could. And then he'll go off for 30 and he'll text me and say, Rob, veto the trade. I don't want to trade. And I'll say, you fucking thought, dude.
What?
Real quick prediction here. I think I like Joe this week. I mean, Joe's got a great lineup, but I think I'm going to go with Joe.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with you here. I know he's 3-0, but he has to lose one of these games.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with Joe.
Okay.
Just because, I mean, just his overall team, I don't know. It's actually a toss-up, but I'm going Joe here, Rob. I'm going Joe.
All right, you go Joe and I go Joe, so can't always agree. On to the next one. Another one. We got Curtis coming in at 0-3.
Fuck.
The reigning champ has not won a game yet. And he's going against a tough matchup for him this week. He's going against Jordan, who's currently 2-1.
Guy just scored 174 points.
Jordan's currently starting Bortles
Across the pond.
across the pond. Don't like it. Lamar Miller, he's a must start. Lamar Miller, Sean McCoy, you're starting him. There's no argument. Demaryius Thomas, with the way Trevor Siemian has been playing, you're starting him. Marvin Jones, you're starting him.
Yeah, you're starting.
Going against a shitty Chicago secondary. He just had 200 plus receiving yard game. You're starting him. Delaney Walker or Jimmy Graham had a very impressive game.
Cross country, Rob.
Cross country.
Bum quarterback.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham, most of his work on Sunday was with Russell Wilson, not with the backup. So, Delaney, you go Delaney Walker. Whoa, he just picked up Terrell Pryor tonight, not even 2 hours ago, and he already has him in his starting lineup, so we know he's starting Terrell Pryor.
Terrell Pryor is a good start against Washington.
It's not bad.
It's a pretty good start.
I don't know if I like it on the road. I just don't like fucking road.
It's
I
not
don't
far.
know.
It's not too far though. It's not too far. Rob.
Yeah, it's
Come on,
not.
don't get too anal about it. Well, next you're gonna tell me about Detroit traveling to Chicago. That's gonna be a big
That's pretty
deal.
fucking far, man. I don't know about you. I feel like the Patriots always own Buffalo, especially in Foxborough. So defense against Buffalo is good. And kicker's the kicker.
So I gotta start fucking Tyrod Taylor. Right?
Jordan's got a real good lineup here. So Curtis, beware. So yeah, as I just was saying, New England always owns Buffalo, it feels like. So Curtis is starting Tyrod. But if you remember last
New
year...
England.
Yeah, that's the thing. Last year, Tyrod had a decent game against New England, but it was in Buffalo. So
That's
Mark-
a killer.
what
But
I'm-
you know, you do know that I was going after Dak Prescott, which you didn't agree with me on that either, going against San Francisco. But I'm starting Ty God over that Minnesota matchup with Eli. So Tyrod Taylor, hope to God he rushes one in the end zone, saves my goddamn ass.
And what was I saying earlier about Saints players? Don't start your Saints players except for people like Mark Ingram.
Mark Ingram, if you take a look at my lineup here, I got Eddie Lacy on the bye. I got D'Angelo Williams as my other running back, backing up Le'Veon Bell. So my options at running back are Mark Ingram, Carlos Hyde. There's my two starters.
And I actually like those two this week. Carlos Hyde likes to eat at home, I feel. And he's going against Dallas, not the greatest rush defense. Tony Brown, of course you're starting him.
Wait, are you sure? I do have Tajay Sharp on the bench. I could make a last minute move for him.
Yeah, if you want to be kicked out of the league, dude, you can do that.
Sunday Night Football.
If you want me to admit you to a fucking mental institution. Golden Tate, okay, against Chicago. You know, Marvin Jones just ate, so everyone's going to expect him to have another big game, and watch it be Golden Tate this week.
I hope so. I'm hoping for something here, and the reason I'm starting Golden Tate over Eric Decker's got a shoulder injury.
Which could be more serious than we know.
He's getting an MRI tomorrow. He got it hurt again Sunday, so I'm gonna start Golden Tate. Goddamn, cross my fucking fingers that he gets over. He's not. It's not like he's lacking in targets though. He's getting targets. He's not getting the ball. I mean, so I'm hoping for some kind of game against that Chicago secondary.
Colby Fleener had a real good game on Monday. I don't like him this week just for the reason of Drew Brees.
Yeah, I hear you, but if he's going to be panicked and struggling to look for somebody, there's got to be somebody in the middle of the field, right?
Yeah,
That's
and
all I'm thinking.
Most of the time, for almost every quarterback, their security blanket is the tight end. I'm not advising you. I just want you to think about Martellus Bennett over Colby Fleener. Remember the stat that you told me about Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez? Aaron Hernandez had tight end 1 numbers that year, and he was the tight end 2. What was that, 2011, 2012?
Yeah.
He had like 11 touchdowns, and Gronk had 18
16,
or
yeah.
something like that.
But let me ask you this one question: who is his quarterback?
That's a very... If it's Garoppolo,
I don't think it's going to be Garoppolo. I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett.
But then again, he does have almost 2 weeks now working with him. Well, I don't know, because Jacoby has an injury too. Is it going to be Julian fucking
Is he going to be
Edelman,
Julian
dude?
Edelman throwing the ball?
That would be intense.
But then again, like I said earlier, he did have 3 targets in the end zone. He dropped them all on pass interference.
I like Jameson Crowder. That's a good flex start. Vikings, obviously, Justin Tucker, good boy.
Justin Tucker, 17 points last week.
He's basically a fucking running back. He puts up running back like numbers.
So who do you got in this one, Rob?
I know you're gonna hate me for this, but I'm going Celery Man, aka Jordan.
So you're putting the champ at 0-4. I can't disagree with you there.
And for our
Just go for a smoke break now.
no, because we got one more to do.
Fuck.
And for our final matchup this week is the Commish versus Mike. Mike coming in at 2-1. I am a disappointing 1-2.
Fuck off, Mike.
You broke Curtis's heart last week. Alright, so looking at my lineup, Phillip Rivers at home against New Orleans, I love it. CJ Anderson on the road against Tampa Bay, I don't know if I love it, but I'm starting him because I'm not going to start Giovanni Bernard over CJ Anderson. So DeMarco Murray has been the number one running back so far. DeAndre Hopkins must start against Tennessee at home. I'm not sure about Gronk's health status so far this week. I guess I'll check in with my people on Friday. If he doesn't practice Friday, that's the most concerning thing. Theo Riddick at Chicago. Chicago's defense is trash. I like that. Bengals, I'm not changing anything on my lineup. I like everything as it is. Maybe I'll tinker. Maybe I'll throw Emmanuel Sanders in there. I don't know, but I don't want to start two Denver Broncos. But for now, my lineup, Curtis, I like my lineup. What do you think of my lineup?
I don't like a couple of things in your lineup, Rob.
Oh, yeah? What is that?
I think you're a fool.
4?
If you sit Emmanuel Sanders against Tampa Bay this week, you have to start Emmanuel Sanders over Theo Riddick. I mean, if you look at last Sunday night's game, I think Ezekiel Elliott had, 2 catches for 6 yards? Dude, I know the Lions deploy Theo Riddick more in the pass game than more offenses do with their running backs, but seeing Emmanuel Sanders last week, I think you have to start Emmanuel Sanders. Here's what I would go if I were you.
Okay,
But I'm 0-3. Theo Riddick, he's a Playboy model. He's good. He's got nice fake tits.
He definitely didn't do what I expected him to do last week.
He's got nice fake tits, but Emmanuel Sanders is going to always be there for you. I mean, even the guy you spent $10 on, Tyrell Williams, is a better option than Theo Riddick this week, I believe. Tyrell Williams against New Orleans at home, or Emmanuel Sanders on the road at Tampa Bay. I mean, goddamn, even Giovanni Bernard. I mean, Theo Riddick, to me, maybe not a good play. I got 3 players on your lineup. I would start over him.
Well, I just feel
That's up to you.
You're basing it off of what have you done for me lately? Because last week, Theo Riddick had 11.8 points and did shit. Emmanuel Sanders went off. He went off. What I've been trying to say, he's very inconsistent. This is his first game with a touchdown pass, and it was something about 10 games or something like that.
At Cincy, which you said is a good defense versus Miami this week.
Yep.
At Cincy.
Yep.
And he's going at Tampa. The LA Rams, who have not scored a touchdown all year. The LA Rams travel to Tampa Bay and put up 37 points on the Buccos.
I don't like playing players off of a huge game because they never seem to have 2 in a row. That's my thing, but
Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
You're right. You are
so,
right.
looking at Mike's lineup, Cam Newton against Atlanta.
Trash.
I like that because I don't like Atlanta's defense. I can see Cam running over that defense because he's a big boy.
So, with your theory that you just pointed out to me with Emmanuel Sanders, Mike's lineup is exactly your, what am I looking for? Not your kryptonite, but you fucking hate it. You gotta hate it. Jeremy Hill, LeGarrette Blount, Allen Robinson, all coming off huge fucking games.
Well, not huge games, but Allen Robinson in England, I don't like that. I don't like any England games, same as I don't like long cross-country games.
Well, that's a big long
That's
cross-country game right there.
But I've never been a fan of any England game. LeGarrette Blount, it all depends on who plays quarterback that day. If it's Jacoby, LeGarrette Blount could have the same fucking game that he had. Garoppolo, they could pass more.
So let me ask you a question.
Jeremy Hill, no, I don't like Jeremy Hill. He's trash. He's not going to have another good game, I promise you that. Okay, ask me your question.
Let me ask you a question on LeGarrette Blount here. For the past 4 years, fantasy football owners have been hating the New England Patriots backfield. They just hate it
because they've always been so
you
pass
have no fucking idea. Last year, Deion Lewis comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
Comes out of nowhere, starts doing big boy things. This year, LeGarrette Blount is getting the ball 20 times a game.
Because there's no Tom Brady.
You fucking got me there. You got me.
That's the only reason I can
with
see why.
With Tom Brady out of the fucking game, you can't give the running back the ball 20 times. You're 3-0. And if I'm not mistaken, has one of these games been close?
No, I mean I guess the Arizona game, but it was close on the scoreboard.
Yeah, but not
if
watching
you watched
it.
the
No,
game,
not
it
watching
wasn't
it.
that close. I mean, the Patriots seemed in control the entire game.
So that's what irks me with this Patriots.
Well, wait, didn't the Patriots win because Arizona missed the field goal? Or is that a different game I'm thinking of? That's a Thursday night game. That's the Denver game.
Dude, the LeGarrette Blount. Click on LeGarrette Blount here. What do we got here? Okay, so we're looking at 22, 51, 75 carries for LeGarrette Blount through fucking 3 games. And everybody always hates the Patriots backfield. Now looking back at it, $26 might not be awful. But once Tom Brady comes back, you scare me with your judgment here, because they're probably going to abandon all sorts of the run game.
Yeah.
And just huck it, chuck it. Gronk's going to be back in full form.
Watch James White overtake LeGarrette Blount scoring.
But how does that happen?
I mean, I
How?
guarantee you the game Tom Brady comes back, LeGarrette Blount will have between 12 to 15 rushes.
And then, yeah, he's just going to be dumping the fucking James
White will
on the
have 8
backfield?
receptions, 79 yards.
But how? How does that
Because
fucking work?
Tom Brady sucks Bill Belichick off.
But Bill
let me throw
Belichick
the
does not
fucking
run
ball.
the offense, though.
You fucking thought he didn't, dude. Bill Belichick is the god.
Who
All right,
wins this game?
real quick, Alshon Jeffrey, don't like him. Kyle Rudolph already said I don't
I
like
think
him.
we already,
Yeah,
Rob,
okay.
Rob's going to win this game.
I'm picking myself, even
Yeah.
though it sounds biased. but
Rob's
I'm
going to
picking
win this
myself.
game hands down. So, smoke break.
All right, Curtis, you know what time it is?
What time is it, Rob?
It's time for our Stone Cold Lock of the Week. Stone Cold Lock of the Week is where we pick who we think is going to be the highest scoring team in the league and then the highest scoring player. This week's Stone Cold Lock of the Week is brought to you by Red's Wicked Blood Orange. It smells like nail polish but tastes delicious. All right, Curtis, who you got for your highest scoring team this week?
Highest scoring team in the league. You know what? Why don't you drop your drawers, get a little wet. I'm going with Rob Gardner this week.
Ooh, I like that. All right, my highest scoring team will be, I know, Curtis, you're not going to like this, picking Jordan.
Sam! Fuck, dude. Ugh.
High scoring players, Curtis, who you got?
High scoring player, I'm going Melvin Gordon.
All right, for my highest scoring player of the week, it's going to sound a little biased, but I'm going to go with DeMarco Murray.
Sav?
Well, that pretty much wraps it up for our Week 4 podcast. I appreciate you guys listening. For everyone else in our league, I hope you all lose. Sorry, Curtis, but
Fuck off.
I need to be the champion, and I fucking hate all of you, and this podcast is terrible, and I hope you never listen to us again. Curtis, would you like to give us some final thoughts?
Well, here's something I'm looking after here, Rob, this week. Andy, I feel your pain, buddy. I'm with you. We're 0-3. Let one of us get a fucking W. Get off the schneid. To both the Joes, why don't you go fuck yourself?
Yeah.
Your wife has big tits. Your other one doesn't. Yeah, I mean, let's go Andy and Curtis this week, huh? Everybody else ate. Come on, Andy. Let's go, buddy. Come on, baby. Let's go.
I don't know how to say bye. I just want to end it without, like, having a fucking outro.
Andy right there. Done.
Me, I'm just done.
Done.
That can be our ending.
Just done in a high. Me, I'm just done.